Why does wine make such an ideal holiday gift? Which wines are the best to give, especially when you don't know the personal taste of the recipient? Are there some wines you should never give as a gift beyond $2 Chuck? And how can you match the gift wine to the personality of the giftee? Well, that's exactly what you'll learn on today's episode of the Unreserved Wine Talk podcast. Do you have a thirst to learn about wine? Do you love stories about wonderfully obsessive people, hauntingly beautiful places, and amusingly awkward social situations? Well, that's the blend here on the Unreserved Wine Talk podcast. I'm your host, Natalie McLean, and each week I share with you unfiltered conversations with celebrities in the wine world, as well as confessions from my own tipsy journey as I write my third book on this subject. I'm so glad you're here. Now pass me that bottle, please, and let's get started. Welcome to episode 55. So, on with the continuing saga of Miles and Nat. We celebrated our annual holiday spat. I say spat because it's not really an argument, but rather a good-natured jostling for control of the Christmas decorations. Specifically, if the tree this year will have multicolor lights and look like a cheap Las Vegas hotel, or will it have lovely sapphire blue and white lights that twinkle elegantly and match the hand-picked silver decorations? Can you guess who's on which side? Anywho, white and blue triumphed again this year because Miles is far more good-natured and less stubborn than I am. However, I conceded to some multicolor lights on 2 cedar shrubs outside. That'll likely escalate and come back to bite me in 2020. So if you're wondering how to restore peace at home and goodwill toward everyone else, here's an idea. You and your partner, spouse, best friend, or family member can watch my new free online video wine class. Of course, you can slip away and watch it on your own with a glass in hand or 3. It's called The 5 Wine and Food Pairing Mistakes That Can Ruin Your Dinner, and your holidays for that matter, and How to Fix Them Forever. See how that can make petty squabbles about Christmas lights seem so insignificant when you could possibly ruin your holidays without the right wine? It's all a matter of perspective. So, pick a time and a date for this class that works for you at nataliemclean.com/class. And by the end of our time together, we'll all be wishing peace on earth to everyone. So, on with the show. We're going to have some fun today matching gift wines to the recipient's personality. I'll include links to the wines I mentioned and the links so that you can sign up for that free class in the show notes at nataliemclean.com/55. We're always talking about pairing wine and food, aren't we? But how about pairing wine with the people on your holiday gift list? After all, when you give the gift of wine, doubles are fine, unlike toaster ovens. There are no wrong sizes or colors, unlike that ugly sweater, and regifting is so much easier compared to fruitcake or a bathroom scale. Plus, if you're trying not to add to the clutter in someone else's life a la Marie Kondo, the gift of a consumable like wine is ideal. But please, forget that fruitcake, would you? So with that in mind, here are some special bottles for those special people on your shopping list. Let's start with when you're taking wine to a friend's house for a dinner party. You simply can't go wrong with bubbly. It always sparks joy, as Marie Kondo would say. It's also so celebratory and sidesteps the landmine of personal taste that's more of an issue when you're giving red or white wine. Taittinger champagne from France, Henry of Pelham Cuvée Catherine from Niagara, Roederer sparkling wine from California, and La Marca Prosecco from Italy are all terrific choices. Your host can choose to open the bottle if you've brought it well chilled. Please don't let her or him if it's not. It will spray everywhere. Or your host can choose to save it for a future occasion. Let's now deal with your financial planner. You appreciate how her conservative investments protected your portfolio during the recession, which seems like a distant memory now. And now that the economy is strong, you can give her a blue chip wine this year, a brand that has been long established and well known for delivering consistently good quality in the bottle at the price point. In other words, a strong price-quality ratio, or PE multiple, that she'd appreciate. Try Chateau Timberley Bordeaux Supérieur, an overperformer especially for the 2015 vintage, which is on shelves now. Great structure and balance, just like your portfolio. Pair it with roast beef and cashing in your Google stock. Now let's deal with your travel agent. He's traveled the world and has planned some terrific vacations for you. You've always discussed your latest wine finds with him, and he's become intrigued with your recent interest in New Zealand's Sauvignon Blanc. He's been to the country, of course, but he hasn't tried many of the wines yet. Give him Monkey Bay Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. Monkey Bay wines take their name from a small bay on the coast of Marlborough in the South Island. A legendary monkey was once believed to inhabit this secluded spot. Your travel agent loves tidbits like this. Monkey Bay Sauvignon Blanc is sourced from vineyards throughout the Marlborough region, just south of Monkey Bay. The wine has vibrant, zesty aromas of lime, chives, lemongrass, and green apples, medium-bodied and mouth-watering. Pair it with grilled swordfish, turkey burgers, and planning a trip to New Zealand. Your hairdresser. Now here's a person who has a great sense of humor. After all, she laughs at your jokes when you're in the chair, but she also takes styling your mop seriously. Give her a wine that's versatile, clean, and fuss-free like your coif, but also has a label with a sense of fun and modern style. Try Windsor Krem's Gruner Veltliner from Austria, because she's worth it. This vibrant white has zesty notes of tart Granny Smith apple, grapefruit, and lime. It offers pure herbal refreshment without any oak, and the well-defined, crisp edges that your hairdresser likes in a good cut. Pair with seafood, salads, and naturally angel hair pasta. The boss. So choose this wine carefully. Tasteful, but not showy. Unusual, but not wacky. You want to give your boss a wine that says, you've thought about the choice carefully, but not obsessively. Go with one of the leading producers from one of the fastest-growing wine regions in the world right now. Try Alamos Malbec from Argentina, a terrific red wine with sumptuous dark fruit flavor and depth. French elegance, the winemaking style, balances the power and concentration of Argentine fruit. Full-bodied, but not heavy. Finishes with a sweep of dark spices. Pair with prime rib, rack of lamb, and of course, dinner with your boss before your performance appraisal. Personal trainer. No, a muscular, robust red wine would not be cliché, especially not after all the ab work she's done with you. However, the wine can't simply be lots of fruit up front. It also has to have inner core strength and balance, as well as the ability to hold together in the glass. You can also give this wine to your Pilates instructor, yoga master, or Tai Chi coach. Try Carnivore Shiraz from Australia. A river of black cherry and blueberry flavor runs through the heart of this wine. There's also a complex weave of dried herbs and cedar smoke on the finish, full-bodied and robust. Pair with game meats, cheddar cheese, and grass-fed, free-range organic beef with assorted omega-3 rich vegetables. Your psychiatrist, or your therapist, or bartender, or whomever's giving you good advice lately. Of course, she'll analyze whatever you give her, so choose a wine that's all about balance. Easy-drinking La Crema Pinot Noir from Sonoma County, which is medium-bodied yet packed with cherry berry flavor, is ideal. Or surprise her with a large format bottle like a Magnum. This is a 1.5-liter bottle equivalent to 2 regular-sized bottles of wine. Big thinking means big progress for you. And if it's been a year of emotional breakthroughs, then why not say that with a Magnum of Veuve Clicquot or Moët Chandon champagne? And nothing says let the party start immediately than the visual splash of a big bottle. This wine also works well for psychologists and marriage counselors. Your online date. So, you're on your second or third rendezvous with the person you just met on one of those dating sites or apps. You're not sure yet whether this is marriage material, so you're going to try something that's not too strong, but smooth and still full of character. A well-known brand name like Cabernet or Chardonnay when it comes to the grapes. Yes, they're safe and dependable, but, until you know for sure about this relationship, play it cool. Try Benzinger Cabernet from California, a deep, robust, delicious classic red wine with aromas of fleshy ripe, dark plums, and berries with a hint of campfire smoke and your next date together. Or try Louis Martini Chardonnay, also from California, a lovely, voluptuous, curvy white wine with aromas of Asian pear, peach, and dried apricot. Creamy, but not too oaky. You can see where I'm going with these wine descriptions, don't you? All right. Then there's the person who delivers your mail or your newspapers. When it's absolutely positively got to get there, every morning, go for a wine that can be enjoyed in the snow, rain, sleet, or heat. A wine that's consistent every year because it hails from, pun intended, a warm climate. Try the southern Italian red wine from Kusamano Winery, made from the Nero d'Avola grape from the island of Sicily with its layers of smooth, dark fruit, pleasure, and gratitude. Now there's your mechanic. Sure, there's a wine called Red Truck, but please try to be a little bit more imaginative. Or something more racy, like Ferrari sparkling wine from northern Italy. Or try Stave and Steel, a robust California Cabernet aged in bourbon barrels that once held Kentucky whiskey. It's a dark, brooding kind of wine with a seductive toffied edge. Now that you've shopped for everyone else, don't forget about yourself. A fortified wine like Fonseca Port is just the thing to sip as you're watching the 7th rerun of the equally sweet Miracle on 34th Street, or listening to those sappy Christmas songs. No, I don't hate the holidays. The extra alcohol in port is also ideal when navigating the relatives during holiday gatherings. Ice wine from Niagara's Rife Winery or Struan are also a great accompaniment to off-key caroling and those sugar plums dancing in your head. Well, there you have it. You'll find links to the wines I mentioned and a link so that you can sign up for my free wine class in the show notes at nataliemaclean.com/55. What was your favorite tip or quote from this episode? Please share that with me on Twitter or Facebook and tag me at Natalie MacLean. On Instagram, I'm at Natalie MacLean Wine. If you liked this episode, please tell a friend about it, especially one who wants ideas for getting some holiday gift wines. My podcast is easy to find whether you search Google on its name, Unreserved Wine Talk, or on my name. Finally, if you want to take your ability to pair wine and food to the next level, then join me on a free online video class at nataliemaclean.com/class. I can't wait to share more wine stories with you next week. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this one. I hope something great is in your glass this week, perhaps a terrific wine that you've gifted to yourself as you watch the 5 wine and food pairing mistakes that can ruin your dinner and the holidays and how to fix them forever and ever. The end. You don't want to miss one juicy episode of this podcast, especially the secret, full-bodied bonus episodes that I don't announce on social media. So, subscribe for free now at nataliemaclean.com/subscribe. Meet me here next week. Cheers.